Okay, so wait, you can be okay.
At this time, it's been programmed that you will be here. Nature programmed you to be here. What you make out of being there is what determines what you would be remembered
what that
for.
experience is going to be like.
Let's look at all the examples of, because I mean, this is geared towards living a successful life, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at all the people who, by world standards, are successful.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Warren Buffett, yeah. Jeff
if you
Bezos.
ask him, at the point he was selling or working in the fast food, it definitely wasn't anybody's dream. It's not anybody's dream to work in a fast food.
Yeah.
But today he owns chains.
Yeah.
And it's made him a billionaire. He was going somewhere he didn't know. When Mark Zuckerberg was doing all of what he was doing in school, I'm sure the dream wasn't to own Facebook. The dream was to get out of college and focus in life. And he's focused in life right now. What's his name? Bezos. I'm very sure that
all he wanted to do was sell books.
You understand? And then look at where he is right now.
Where he is right now. So I think so. Maybe what you're saying, as you evolve, you just go with the. Just be aware of the fact that I'm evolving.
I'm here right now.
Okay.
What can I do here right now? I'm sure that if you sample opinion, there's just very few people who are where they really want to be.
Yeah.
Right? But then it keeps happening. People being in the wrong place. And it's not a coincidence. Yeah. Because it's not the wrong place.
Are you sure?
It's not the wrong place.
Because there are some places where you're like, this is not, I'm not. Okay, the case of being at the wrong place.
Let me take you back. Let me take you back. And it's sad that I will cite this example. You remember the US terrorist attack?
Yeah.
9/11?
9/11, yeah.
2001?
Yeah.
Many years before that day, it was foretold that it was going to happen.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
If you've heard of Nostradamus.
Yes, I've heard of him.
He wrote about it. He saw that incident happen in exact details. And in fact, philosophers say if you look at his writings and study diligently, you will find out that he had timestamps of when those things would happen. And most of them have happened at the times that he predicted that they will happen.
Oh, wow.
And how they will happen.
Oh, wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it simply tells you something. Just the same way if you believe in religion. Yeah. If you're a Christian, for instance. Yeah. The same way that the prophets that were born, their birth was foretold. And then Jesus Christ was foretold from the beginning. Yeah. It's the same thing. Everybody. Everyone.
Wow. Okay, so another way you can be more intentional is to be more intentional in your health and your state of well-being. A lot of us just exist, just go by, and you don't pay attention to the places that you go, the kind of places you surround yourself with, what it does to your mind. What kind of food are you eating? Is it right for you? Is it healthy for you? Do you understand your body to know that, okay, even though everybody is eating that cheesecake, oh my God, you can't eat it because it doesn't work for you. So I believe that's like a way for you to be more intentional in your health and in your well-being, because it's important. So another one it can be is cultivating and building relationships. You have to be. I want you to talk about that. What does it mean to be intentional in cultivating and building relationships?
Okay, it simply means that you understand that the outcome of your life is influenced by the relationships, the people that you meet through every stage of your life. What you end up becoming is a function of the influence that these people have. In Nigeria, people post and say, the friends that you make today are the connections that your children would have tomorrow. The friends that you make today are the contacts that you would send your children to tomorrow. That simply explains being intentional about relationships. Being intentional about the people that you allow into your space. Let's go back again to me saying the world is a magnetic field. If you have an insulator, what does it do to a magnet? It bridges the field, right? It's the same thing. So if you have the wrong person in your space, it bridges the flow. Life is about energies.
Yeah.
And every time I think about it, I'm scared. Because, a lot of religions actually don't accept that life is about energies.
Energy. It is.
Life is about energies.
It is.
I read a book one time. I'm trying to remember the author. And the guy said that everybody who have succeeded thought about where they wanted to be and stayed constantly on that thought. And gradually, the universe attracted things that got them there. So the universe listens to your thoughts.
Yeah.
And watches your action. And rewards the mindfulness. That's just the way the world was created.
Yeah.
So I do not say that prayers do not work.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that prayers help you to be mindful. That's exactly what religion did for you.
Yeah.
Help you channel your attention to something so you stay focused on it and pray and pray and pray and pray until something happens. Right? And that's what they say, pray and pray and pray until something happens. The simple thing they've done for you is get you to focus your mind on what you want. And you keep talking about it in the name of asking for it until it happens. That's what they've done for you.
But we don't talk enough about the action behind it. Because you can't wish, like, if I let me wish for something to happen for like 10 years. If I don't wake up in the morning and actually move, nothing is going to happen. But we don't preach that.
So we go back to where I started.
Yeah.
Your success story is a function of your aspiration.
Yeah.
That vibration, the world gets it. The universe gets it, actually. And then your action, the universe also gauges that. Now, that is what activates or energizes your aspiration.
True.
It puts more force. So, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It creates an attraction.
Yes.
It creates an attraction.
Yeah.
The force for that attraction to move and get what you want is your action.
True.
So that's the thing. People, we need to pay more attention to a lot of things we take for granted.
A whole lot.
Especially energies.
That's amazing. All right, so another way it can be more intentional is intentionality in raising kids. I mean, my gosh.
In this part of the world, people don't do that.
Oh my God.
I mean,
recently I've been reading so many things in the news and just watching things happening on social media, and I'm scared for the next generation. I'm actually afraid of what is going to happen to our kids, because our parents are, I think we've had this conversation before. Our parents were more intentional in wanting to. They knew that this is what I want this child to represent. So if I need to panel bit it into you, I will do that. But I think now these days the way we raise kids, we just raise kids just because. I mean, with so much carelessness, with so much, I don't know, like the words fail me right now, but I believe that we need to be more intentional.
I would imagine that exposure brings some level of mental alertness, right? But let's go back to our great grandfathers. They raised our grandparents, and they were particular about how they raised them, without so much of exposure. And even at that point, you would imagine that your great grandparents used to say to your grandparents, that your generation, I don't even know what you guys are turning into. Their generation said it to our parents. Our parents said it to us. And we're looking at our kids and we're saying,
wow.
So it's simple. The world is taking a spiral. If you're not more conscious about what feeds your kids, the pictures that they come across, what they engage with on social media, the music that they listen to, what they learn at school. Interestingly, school is supposed to be the place where morals are inculcated, right? But schools have become worse than that, and so you've got to pay attention to that. How many parents have time to attend parent-teacher association meetings?
Or just look at their homework?
How many schools still have open day? How many parents still take time to look at the work that their kids are doing and interact with their kids
and watch their progress
and find out who their friends are? And most times allow them tell you the things that you're interested in so that you know what to correct.
True. I think we try to impose.
We're busy chasing money.
And trying to impose.
Life is hard. The economy is not getting any better.
Not getting better.
That's our excuse.
Yeah.
For failing the next generation.
Because we abandon them and they find their way, and if not directed and structured, information is now, it's literally everywhere. So in this day and age, if you're not curbing your kids to a direction that and protecting you from this information, you leave them and expose them to anything because you're not present. You're chasing money, you're chasing whatever, and they have nothing better to do than to. Kids are natural explorers.
If you don't teach them,
somebody
else will teach them.
Exactly.
If you don't teach them,
something else will teach them.
Their peers would teach them.
Yeah.
Their peers would teach them out of inexperience.
Yeah.
Out of the drive to try.
Yeah. I think
and they'll get in trouble just before you know it.
Even some of our parents, or almost some of the parents of these kids, don't even know better. So I'm not an advocate of forcing kids into stuff. That's something that this generation is not doing. They're not forcing. And it's good, but they're doing it in a negative way. Yeah.
So no, let him have his way. This is what he wants to do. It's fine. Good or bad, it's fine.
Yeah.
As against our parents, who would whoop you into taking what they want you to do, into becoming what they want you to become. I mean, I remember growing up, I used to play football a whole lot. Played football, played up until club football, Pepsi Academy in the day. And one time my mom looked at me and said, if you don't stop playing football, I will break your leg. I gave birth to you. I do not owe anybody an explanation.
Yeah.
And one day she beat me, and I told myself, okay, it's enough.
I have no more football for me.
How much of this beating can you take?
Wow.
And then I decided to focus. I didn't see what she was doing at the time, right? In this generation, it's abuse. What she did was abuse. I didn't see what she was doing at the time. But now, every time I sit down and I get awarded, I remember her. Every time I sit down and I receive an award or a commendation, I call my dad. And I say, thank you for the days that you forced me to sit down and watch the news and summarize the news with beatings.
Wow.
So you watch the news and then you grab a book and write what you grabbed from every story. You don't miss one.
Wow.
If it reminds you of a story, then it means that you were distracted.
Interesting. Wow.
He didn't know at the time that he was shaping me for this.
Yeah.
In fact, he wanted medicine. My mom also wanted some science.
Yeah.
But
you were good at football, right? So let's flip it. You were good at football. What if they had allowed you to do it?
What if I was earning 18 million naira every Thursday?
Yeah. So there's that opportunity cost that you will never know because you never really try. But then
I could have been Cristiano Ronaldo.
I mean Messi. That you're hanging with the big boys,
I could have been even, what's the name of any of these kids? Samuel Chukwueze.
Yeah. I mean chilling with Ejay and Kanu and whatnot. Yeah.
But, see, am I happy at the moment?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. And so let's go back to where we started. Finding yourself in a place and feeling like you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And waking up and sulking about being there.
Yeah.
Until you understand that most times your assignment drags you, calls you, picks you, and dumps you where you're going to be able to drive the reason that you're on earth.
Yeah.
You'll get it right. Up until my second year in university, I never thought I was going to be a broadcaster. I mean, it started off with the movies. I mean, it was coincidence. And the movies happened. A couple of big movies. And I got, celebrity, I was known. And then I was like, this fame, go to school. If not, this fame would die and you don't have education. And you can't go back to school.
And that was wisdom.
And I went to school.
Yeah.
And I got to school and I couldn't continue with movies because I had to focus on books. I was schooling in Abia, until tomorrow. The movie center is Lagos.
Yeah.
And it meant that I had to travel. And I was dependent on my parents for money. So it won't happen. And then somehow from nowhere, if I tell you that I know how it came, I don't know. I just know that, I'd always listen to radio. I loved to listen to radio a lot growing up. I would always listen to radio. And so one day I was listening to the radio and the anchor finished talking and I turned on, my radio always had a recorder.
Yeah.
And so I started recording myself trying to talk like the person.
Yeah.
And I did that over a period of time. And it became second nature. And one day I just walked into a radio station and I'm like, I want a job. Can you do it? I think I can. Okay, go into the studio, go record. Let's hear what you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good, but crude. We can work it out.
Wow.
So how would I have done my advocacy for humanity if I didn't find myself in that space?
Yeah. So it goes back to what you said about the universe. Like everything is pre-planned.
It's pre-planned.
So from when your mom was whooping your ass to stop playing football to, so wow.
In fact, every time I have to run from a city for security reasons, she says, "It's time to stop this job."
What were you saying? Who were you saying it to?
Okay, so let me tell this story. There was an interview I did. I used to host the breakfast show on TV.
Yeah.
And it was current affairs, and so most times you have to sit with commissioners, you have to sit with legislators, you have to sit with maybe the governor.
Yeah.
I did an interview, and my parents were watching. My mom particularly was watching. By the time I was done with that interview, my mom's call was the first call before I walked out of the studio.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, that was a lot. I think that you crossed the line. I think that it's time to stop this job."
Oh wow.
Guess what? By the time I stepped out of the studio, there's 2 different police vans
waiting for you. Oh my gosh.
And I had to live in a village that I never knew existed for over 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Not going to work, cut out of communication. My general manager took my phone.
Oh my God.
Whisked me through the back door. There was a driver waiting. Took me out.
Looking back now, do you regret it?
If I don't understand that it just might be the reason for which I was born, I'll be feeling bad. I might be regretting because, every time I sit down and I look at my CV and I look at the guys that, studied industrial chemistry like myself.
Yeah.
And what a few of them are doing in oil and gas, what a few of them are doing in manufacturing, what a few of them are doing in brewing and fermentation, and how much they make. And what I could have been making. I'm not earning exactly what I should have been earning if I was working with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not far from it.
Yeah.
In a very short period of time. So
you're working.
But I feel a lot more fulfilled.
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask you. Do you feel like you're working in purpose? This is purposeful for you?
I tell people I don't work.
You have fun.
I have fun. I typically will wake up and play music. I love to listen to music. So I'd wake up and play music.
Yeah.
I play music now and I get paid for it.
Yeah.
I will talk about, everything happening. Politics, football, entertainment, lifestyle, culture.
Yeah.
And I get paid to talk about it. I typically would sit down at a beer parlor, a lounge, a bar, a club. And I will have these conversations free of charge.
So are we saying that there's a radio station ownership in your future? Are we I'm projecting it on you.
I'm going to say amen. If you see it, then it means it exists. People foresee, what will happen.
Yeah.
So if you saw it, it's good. I like it.
Oh wow. I think it's almost time for us to go, but a few more things. I believe that where you need to be more intentional, and you need to be more intentional with your spirit, your spiritual journey, where you want to be, because I believe like everything that manifests in the physical always starts in the spiritual. So you have to be more conscious of your spirit, of your soul, and the things that you're doing to feed your soul, because that's where everything stems from. If you're feeding your soul, what are you listening to? What kind of books are you reading? Who are you hanging around with? Is your soul right? Have you sold it for breadcrumbs and flex. So we need to be more intentional in your walk with God. If you're a Christian, if you're a believer in God, you need to be more intentional on how that relationship can foster who you are and where you're going. And also, for me, one of the most important is in unions, in marriages, one needs to be more intentional in that area, because I believe that that's what births the building of family, the kind of kids you're going to raise, the kind of people you're going to put into the society, and then even you as a person, because I believe who you align yourself with is going to make or mar you. So you have to be, it is your family. You don't pick or choose your family. It happens. But your one job in life is your responsibility to pick the right person that is going to be aligned with the purpose that God has placed on the earth for you. And then you can walk with that. People just walk into that thing like, okay, I mean, it's cool. No, it's nice. It's the latest thing.
It's status.
It's
for a lot
status.
of persons.
Exactly. It's status.
I'm a married woman. Do you know that?
Do you know that? My husband is just around the corner. Like, we don't care.
I'm a married man. Do you know that?
Do you know that?
It's status.
Yeah.
Until you understand that, being in the wrong situation can change the entire dynamics of your assignment.
That is dangerous. It is very
and it's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have a neighbor. Let me tell this story. I used to have a neighbor. Before he got married, things was rough.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't used to believe that you could find the right alignment with another human and alter the course or speed up your life results. So this guy used to be broke, got married, same business he was doing changed and started making money. Got too comfortable with making, when you're rich, this is vibe, the life's problem is over. Who are you? Why should you be?
Yeah.
And so, abuse happened over and over, and the wife left. And everything left with her.
Because she came with everything.
He went back to being
ground zero.
Broke.
Wow.
I didn't used to. I see. It was a Nollywood thing to see that kind of stuff. Until I saw it, and so it made more sense to me what it means to be with the right person, and what it means to be with the wrong person.
Yeah.
It can either speed up the process. So maybe there was wealth in that guy's destiny.
Yeah.
What she just did was
amplify it.
Do you understand? Speed up the process of the wealth, coming. And then he messed up.
Yeah.
And she also, did what? Sped up the reverse.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Because I have seen people that started off good, the way in working in purpose, where, they were dedicated to their assignment. And you could see that this person has potential. So it was already brewing, and then they land the wrong person. And all of a sudden, the things that she used to enjoy doing so much, she stopped doing it.
Okay.
Her light just became a little more dim. So she just started regressing. And I kept wondering, okay, what's going on with you? It's like, this, it's marriage. Marriage does that to you. I was like, no, I don't believe marriage is supposed to be the beginning of the end of what you're called to do on earth.
Relationship.
So yeah, that was so.
people say when entertainers get married,
like
they don't take time, their careers end. And there's a lot of examples to show, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a Jay-Z and Beyonce example.
Yeah.
And it's still beautiful.
Yeah, it's still beautiful. I mean, you can tell that they are building something together. They had a grand plan. So they had a vision. They had a plan for where they were going.
I don't, for want of mentioning a wrong title, there is a Barack Obama book that talks about his family.
Yeah.
In fact, talks about his road to becoming president. I read that book, and everything that I could make out was Barack saying if he didn't marry Michelle, he would never have been president. So she was the catalyst.
Yeah, she was.
And it was obvious in his time as president.
Yeah.
And the things that she did.
Yeah. You could feel that there was
I think that without trying to hastily generalize or conclude, America would not find a first lady like Michelle. She made the office beautiful. And she made the naysayers wrong. Because everybody said, I mean, if a black president got into the White House, it was going to do the thing that Africans do, bring all of their relatives to the White House.
Yeah.
It was Barack, his wife, and their 2 children.
And their dogs.
And no extra person.
Yeah.
And she forgot about the fact that she was wife of the president. She was
just
busy,
just being her.
her life,
Exactly.
being a fashionista, helping girls,
and she did it beautifully. So
effortlessly.
Exactly, because that's what she is. Wow, Ejay, today has been quite an experience.
Actually, thank you for it.
This is just so good. Like,
Thank you.
Shout out to you on your buckets of wisdom. So just before we leave, I just want to highlight a few things that you can be, or you should be, intentional about every single day. 1, be clear on the result you want for your day. 2, be purposeful with your time. I think we've talked about that too. So when you know that's what I want to do today, you allocate time to the things you want to do. 3, become focused on your goal. So once you make a plan, have time, focus on the goal. Always have the blueprint. If you're deviating from the plan, go back to your blueprint and then, get back into it. And then number 4, be deliberate with your day. What are you doing? Like you said, every minute, every hour, every second, be very deliberate. Even the steps that you're taking, be very deliberate with it, because we underestimate the power that holds.
If you set a target for yourself, this is what I want to do today. In fact, let's use the marketers as example.
Yeah.
So my target is 1 million naira today.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to make 1 million for my company.
Yeah.
Divide 1 million by how many seconds you have in a day.
Yeah.
Tells you how much you should make every second.
Single day. Yeah.
Every second, it would drive you.
Yeah. And
So
it makes it easier. It makes it so much. It breaks it down to
It
the
helps you
barriers.
understand where can I go.
To make this amount.
If you break 1 million, divide 1 million naira by 86,400. You see the fraction. And so the only thing you would think of when everyone is rushing to find 1 millionaire to give them 1 million naira, you will look for more people
to give you less
and meet your targets. Less stress.
Finally, be mindful and be very intentional with your most important relationships. Find those relationships that grow you, that groom you, that push you, that nudge you to be a little bit better, that make you uncomfortable, because we're so used to having, friends that hype us and tell us all the good things that we want to hear.
True.
And we don't get friends and us, okay, this is nice, but can you try it this way? Can you put it here?
Find a proper balance.
You
need the hype men in your team.
Yeah, you do. No.
You need them to you need them. Life can be tough.
Yeah, you do.
You need them to motivate you.
You do.
But you also you see those people that tell you, come sit down.
Yeah.
You've done this, right?
Yeah.
And the world is cheering, but look at it.
Yeah.
Was it good? Do you feel good?
Yeah. Is that a true representation of who you are?
Better? You need those people.
Yeah.
You also need the people that tell you, "Hi, you did nonsense." Isn't all you that know? Nothing good can come out from
those people are important, but we because we don't
they push you to go extra.
Yeah, they do. That's if you understand what it is that you're going for.
But most times we get angry.
I know. I mean, we are human.
And we leave the lessons and focus on the messenger all the time. Why should Eno be telling me that?
Why is it her? Why is it her? Yeah.
When I was here, where was she?
Ejay, thank you so much for coming.
I should be thanking you. Thank you for the invite.
So before we go, give us a last word. Like, drop a word for the people of God. Like something that is letting your spirit. I'm going to church right now.
Really? Okay, so I'm not really a church person. I'd mentioned.
Yes, you have.
I'm not really a church person. I'm a much more spiritual person. And so, maybe saying the things that people will like to hear is not the thing. But I think that you should understand that the world has got forces.
Yeah.
Those forces determine your day. Good forces, bad forces. Most times, you unconsciously play into the den of the bad forces by decisions that you make. Be intentionally mindful of what you do. Both forces the world needs a healthy balance.
Yeah.
Most times, those bad forces, those negative forces, are there to help you attain your goals.
Yeah.
And most times, even the good forces would derail you. Be wise, basically.
Be wise, ladies and gentlemen. The power of being intentional and mindful thinking. Ejay, thank you so much. Guys, my name is Ejay. This is Real Talk with Ejay, and I will see you guys next time.
Intentional.